Good morning, good people. How you doing? How you been? I'm Arthur Daniels, and yes, I'm back again. Come on in. Let's have a talk. This morning, on this great day, I was pondering some things last evening, and I have to laugh because last week, a really good friend of mine, whom I love and adore, posted something on social media that I responded to. And another person responded to my response to her and told me that I was being a AH for commenting the way that I commented on her post. And how dare me? Whatever. So anyway, I responded to that response because, and I've said it before and I'll say it again and I stand by it. I like to keep it real. I call a thing because it is what it is. And before I made my comment, I said, I'm going to keep it real. And I, like a good essay, I told them what I was going to do. I did what I said I was going to do. And then I reiterated what I said for clarity. And I stand behind it after further research. Now, the whole experience gave me a new understanding on Karenicity and how some of it, a lot of it, isn't motivated or rooted in racism. Some of it has to do with upbringing. And as you know, there's a whole different dynamic between upraising in a melanated home and upraising in a Caucasian home. There's differences. Well, my friend responded and said she disagreed with me and that, she wants her children to understand and know that crying is good, being in touch with their emotions is good, and it's okay to have a temper tantrum. For me, it's reckless. And here's why. Because when you allow a child to be uncontrolled in their emotion, it creates chaos. Because I didn't want to be a jerk, I asked other people what their opinions were. And then the very first opinion I had to listen to and the last opinion that I listened to is I went to my Father whom art in heaven. And I love God because he loves me. So the next day after I talked to my Father, I didn't get any answers when I prayed. They didn't come right away. But the very next day I was watching a movie called Old Parents on Netflix. And one of the first scenes in the movie was about a mother who raised her child that it's okay to feel how you feel and to act out however you want to act out. So in this first scene, and I'm going to call the acting out child number one. So child number one hit child number two with a stick. Child number two was crying and his father told him, you know what, rub some dirt on that hour. You're going to be just fine, man up. And so the child number one's father picked up his son, took him over to child number two and said, you owe him an apology. Child number one starts screaming, I don't want to apologize. I don't have to. No. So child number one's mother then came out and said, what are you doing? What are you doing to my son? And he doesn't want to apologize. He doesn't have to. And the father said what he did was wrong. And the mother said, it is not wrong. And he feels how he feels. And it's okay for him to feel how he feels. Give me my child. And then she runs off. Mother of child number two tells father number two, you need to talk to father number one because he needs to control his wife when they're at my house. And what just happened here is unacceptable. So the next scene that involved child number one was at a daycare acting out in the daycare. And again, the mother corrected the teacher and said that her son could continue to be disruptive in that classroom and do whatever he wanted to because that's how he feels. So mother number two was there and she said, you're a bad mother. So I saw that and I was like, okay, Father, I hear you. It still is on me, because, I don't want to be a jerk to people. So then I see couple of days ago, I'm just watching some YouTube videos. One YouTube video came on, I'm watching it, and it's about a man who got into a car accident at the airport. And he was driving a truck and she was driving a Jeep. And the Jeep driver was not involved in the accident. But the man who was involved in the accident got in his truck and proceeded to drive away. This woman, who was a witness, got in her Jeep and pursued him. She called the police and said, I'm following behind a man who has left the scene of an accident. The police told her, cease and desist. Do not pursue. Stop following. She said, I will not do that. She continued to follow the man. And this is a real trial she's being sentenced. And so she proceeds to follow this man. Then she pulls in front of him, jackknifes him so that he cannot proceed any further, gets out of her car. Allegedly, she has a gun. And she proceeds to unalive this person. So he's gone now. It has later been revealed that the reason why this man, and this was a black man and she was a Caucasian woman, and the reason why it's considered curiosity is because of, the different races. But anyway, it's found out that the man left the scene of the accident because he's diabetic. He was having an episode and he was trying to get himself to a hospital. And now he's unalive because this other woman was raised to believe that however she feels is right to act out on wherever she is. The parents did a video and said, well, she was raised. It's not a race thing. She was raised as what's right is right. And that's it. So if she was raised that way to do the right thing, then why didn't she obey the law when they told her not to pursue? She went ahead and did what she wanted to do. What gave her the right to pull out a gun and unalive a stranger? She's not the law. It wasn't her business. And that's why it looks like curiosity, racist behavior. Sometimes it's not motivated behind that, but it's motivated behind improper upbringing that responsibility was never instilled in allowing them to relate to their emotions. You still need to be responsible, because throwing temper tantrums and crying all the time is a form of manipulation. It is also a disturbance of peace. If you're in the store and you've got your child there and your child is in the store causing a temper tantrum, destroying property, knocking things off the shelves and things of that nature, that child is being disruptive and disturbing the peace of others. What if there's a shopper there that has a really bad headache, has a migraine, is there to get some medication, and all they hear is a racket of your out of control child? How is that right? There's got to be some responsibility in upbringing, because it's genuine for a person to feel how they feel. That's natural. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm sad, I'm sad. It doesn't matter how anybody else feels about it. I feel that way. But just because I'm feeling a thing does not give me the right to force my feelings on anyone else. I need to understand and know why I feel the way I feel and how I should respond to my feelings. And that is my submission here today. Now, whether you can pick up what I'm putting down or not, I say what I say with no fear of contradiction. I'm Arthur Daniels. I want you guys to all have a beautiful, blessed day and raise your children how you want to raise them. But please, 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 I beseech you, teach them to be responsible. Teach them to be respectful in society. And maybe we wouldn't have all these cases where people are labeled Karens that people named Karen don't appreciate. Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.